What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. You guys already know what we do here, man. We break down scary creepy videos, man, on the net, man. From YouTube videos to TikTok videos, IG videos, man. Anything weird, usual, unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Found this video for you guys today, man. Let's check it out.
This is by far one of the worst murders in American history. This is the Watts family, and in the early hours of August 13th, 2018, Christopher Lee Watts murdered his pregnant wife Shannon by strangulation, and right after this he murdered his two young daughters, who are 4 and 3, by smothering them with a pillow, all while they begged their dad not to kill them. He then buried Shannon in a shallow grave near an oil storage facility, and he then dumped his two children's dead bodies into an oil tank. Christopher Watts initially maintained his innocence in his family's disappearance, but was arrested on August 15th after confessing in an interview with detectives to murdering Shannon, and he then later admitted to murdering his children. He did this because he wanted to run away and start a new life with a girl he was cheating on his wife with, and he thought the solution to this was to kill his entire family. There's also this clip of him being interviewed by some news outlet, and in the video he's begging for his wife and children to come back. Now at this point, nobody has any clue that he killed them, but he does. He remembers exactly what happened, he knows that they're dead, he knows how he killed them, and he's still on live TV begging them to come home, saying he can't live without them. Just watch this clip, it's absolutely sickening.
My last question, if you have any of them, feel free to step up. My last question, if your wife can see this, if she can watch these, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shannon, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring her back.
That's it. I can take that mic off.
A TikToker fake.
No freaking remorse, bro. You see it in his damn eyes, man. This freaking world is crazy, bro. Notice, kind of like I said in these videos I be checking out with you guys, I notice an uptick in like freaking family members just doing the unthinkable to each other, man. I want to have you guys notice that too, reviewing these videos together with you guys, bro. That was a bone-chilling case. Tell me what you guys think down below.
Faked having cancer in order to trick people out of money via a fundraising page. A TikToker from Iowa called Madison Russo was arrested in January this year after faking having pancreatic cancer. She did this in October 2022 when she was a university student. She claimed on social media that she had been diagnosed with the life-threatening condition. Initially, people believed her, but then medical professionals came forward to cast doubt over her claims. They stated that there were medical discrepancies in her story. Police then actually got involved and looked at her medical records, which confirmed that she had never been diagnosed with cancer. She was charged with theft by means of deception for using the fake illness to raise nearly $38,000 from kind donors online. She had set up a GoFundMe in order to obtain money and has now been ordered to pay restitution. She was recently given a 10-year suspended sentence, and the judge ordered her to pay the restitution and over $1,000 fine. She will also have to complete 100 hours of community service. The judge stated that she had taken part in a criminal scheme and that serious crimes must have serious consequences. The judge stated that she had deceived friends, family, her community, other cancer victims, charities, and strangers.
The two teens that...
It's freaking crazy, bro. Like I said before, man, money can be freaking the root of all evil if you let it, man. She did all that. Like I said, she raised $38,000 from people who would sympathize with her situation, man. For off the GoFundMe, man, just to get a quick buck. Like faking an illness like that. You had to know that people was gonna freaking look into that, man. If your medical records, if they ever seen that, I'm like, sometimes people when they be doing these freaking horrific crimes, they don't like think it through, think about the freaking consequences that could really happen to them. Tell me what you guys think, man, about that case down below. That was all over some money.
crashed into the 68-year-old retired policeman that was cycling. Ending his life were laughing and giggling at court while looking at the victim's wife and daughter They were also seen flipping them off and showed no remorse whatsoever for what they've done.
They did not respect the court whatsoever.
The teens appear to communicate with each other, at times covering their faces and also laughing.
I'll never get to have my dad there, have that, daddy-daughter dance, have him give me away or anything like that. And the laughing, them saying get his ass, all of that has haunted me.
The teens were bragging to the policemen that they will be out in 30 days.
In one video, you can hear the teens both plotting and then laughing after hitting a 72-year-old cyclist. Police say 18-year-old Jesus Ayala and 16-year-old Jameer Keys intentionally targeted hit-and-run crimes against 2 cyclists and a car driver. During their nearly hour-long rampage involving 3 different stolen cars, the video appears to show the teens targeting and then running over retired police chief.
His wife was wearing his Apple Watch during court, which alerted authorities. The victim's family now faces a future without a husband or a father. What do you think is a fair punishment for these criminals?
It's freaking crazy, man. To see them like actually in court, you can see them laughing. He was covering his hand like this, and they was like freaking laughing, throwing up the freaking middle finger at Case, man. They showing no remorse, bro. It's just like people, like, as we keep going on, as like people keep getting more and more freaking evil and freaking cold-blooded, man. Like, they had no remorse for what they did. They was laughing, giggling about it, bro. They was like planning that too. You heard in the clips, you heard his family like saying bump him, like, bro, what be going through people's minds and they be doing these acts, man? Like I said, when I review these cases with you guys, bro, I'll be like opening and expanding my mind, bro. So it's up to you guys to do with the information what you will, man.
The most dangerous toys that were released to the public. Up first, we have clackers. Clackers were these balls you would smack together to create these really annoying noises. The acrylic balls would often crack or shatter into tiny shards that could then fly into your face and injure you. Another toy was called the Easy Bake Oven, which was recalled not once but 2 times in 2007, after several children burned their fingers getting caught in the miniature appliances. One girl even had part of her finger amputated. The company has since released a new version with an electric heating element instead of a light bulb. And then there was the Rollerblade Barbie. The Rollerblade Barbie had a cigarette lighter-like device in her skates that would legitimately shoot out sparks when rolled on a flat surface. If this rolled over anything flammable, you had a massive problem.
It's freaking insane, bro. Those freaking toys. I remember like my sister, she had a freaking Easy Bake Oven when she was younger. That's freaking crazy, man. Like, she was playing with that, nothing even freaking happened. Just like goes to show you, man, these freaking kid toys, man, no Barbies too. What the hell? Like they was, when the rollerblading Barbies, they was sparking freaking real sparks when she was on that surface, bro. I wonder how many times, like I said, they had to freaking call that one, man. Freaking burning down houses and things like that, bro. It's like these kid toys, man. These companies sometimes they just don't be thinking, man, when they be coming out. I guess back in those days, they just wanted that quick buck like that. Sad that freaking had to get recalled 2 times, bro. The Easy Bake Oven. Crazy, man. Tell me what you guys think down below. Did you guys have any of those toys when you were younger?
In El Pair, Juliana Perez Magalhaes faces a second-degree murder charge for fatally shooting 39-year-old Joseph Ryan in a Reston, Virginia home where she worked. Police found Ryan with gunshot wounds to the upper body and another victim, Christine Banfield, 37, in an upstairs bedroom suffering from stab wounds to the upper body. Both victims tragically succumbed to their injuries. A 4-year-old girl was found unharmed at the scene. Magalhaes and Banfield's husband were the ones who called the police, with Magalhaes saying her friend was hurt and Banfield's husband then got got on the line and stated he shot an unknown man who entered his home and stabbed a woman. Police found no signs of forced entry, and after 7 months of investigation, forensic evidence and interviews linked Magalhaes to the crime. Banfield, Magalhaes, and Banfield's husband all lived in the home together. Ryan was not necessarily a stranger to the residents of the home, but the relationship dynamics among the 4 adults have not been made public yet, and the case remains under investigation. Magalhaes is currently in custody at the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center.
A massive search is underway for a father of 4 accused of killing his wife. On Sunday morning around 9 a.m., Breezy and Aaron Pennington's 4 kids showed up at their neighbor's house in Gardner, Massachusetts. At ages 2, 5, 7, and 9, they were reportedly scared because they couldn't find their father and their mother was crying in her bedroom. As we know, police were at the scene in 5 minutes, but tragically it was too late. They went upstairs and found that Breezy wasn't crying anymore. The 30-year-old was pronounced deceased from a gunshot wound to the face at 9:30 a.m. Now, as confirmed by surveillance footage, Aaron had actually left the house that morning at 8:50. And then on Monday night, his unoccupied BMW was found in the woods of a Boy Scout camp 4 miles away. In what is now a manhunt, police say they are searching all of 400 acres to find Aaron. And that he has a military background, spent the past 7 years in active service, and knows how to survive in these woods. Aside from that, court documents have revealed that Breezy had been saving up money to leave Aaron and move to Texas with their kids. Her sister says that on the outside he's a very nice person, but has been struggling with mental health issues that just kept getting worse. He also didn't have a license to carry a gun in Massachusetts, but Breezy reportedly kept one for her own safety. Today, the Penningtons' kids remain under custody of the state, with police asking anyone who sees Aaron to not approach him, but immediately call 911. Breezy was, quote, the funniest person. She had the best/worst dark humor. She loved true crime, and most importantly, her babies. She brought light to everyone that knew her, cheered for everyone, and made motherhood seem effortless.
Blood curdling.
It's freaking insane, bro. Those freaking kids had to freaking witness that. Like I said, they heard their mom crying, man. Like I said, on the surface, since you was talking about the husband, like on the surface, you say you think it was like a good relationship, behind the scenes, man. Like I said, you never know. They said they was checking with mental health and other things, man. That's why, like, you never know what a freaking person something's going through, man. Or like how, even though picture can be like, it seems perfect, but there's way more depth to it, man. Always gotta just be aware and just analyze situations, bro. Crazy, bro.
Facts that you wish you never knew. If your plane is crashing into the water, just know that flight attendants are trained to not allow any dead bodies on life rafts. That means no saving grandma for her funeral, simply yeet that bitch overboard. 1 out of every 50 women have a third nipple, and 1 out of every 100 men do too. This is known as a supernumerary nipple, and Mark Wahlberg actually has one. Harry Styles has 2. Your baby foreskin can be used as replacement skin for burn victims. That means one can quite literally be a dick face. There are corn stars born in the year 2003. That's the same year The Cat in the Hat came out. Male fetuses get boners in the womb, and these can often be seen on ultrasounds. Motherfucker. After 49 people were killed at the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, cops were investigating the scene, and you'd think it'd be pretty quiet in there. But it was actually filled with sounds of ringing cell phones. Friends, family members, loved ones, calling the people that they knew were at Pulse and hoping they'd answer the phone and say they were okay. This is the most dangerous...
Those freaking blood curdling facts, man. That's freaking crazy about the freaking force guy. I never even knew that. What the hell? You can use that for burn victims to replace the skin? God damn, they're saying the freaking males can get freaking boners in the fetuses? Like, it starts that early? These are freaking mind-blowing facts, man, that I never knew. That's freaking crazy. Tell me guys down below, man, what freaking blood-curdling facts surprised you guys the most?
Prisoner in the entire world. In 2018, a girl lived right by a prison, and one night she got home late from work and she instantly went to bed. Around 3 a.m., she heard footprints in her living room. Assuming it was her roommate, she walked down the stairs to greet her. She called out to her roommate, who didn't respond. Then a giant man walked through her entryway. She sprinted upstairs and ran into the closet to hide. As she hid in the closet, trying not to make a sound, all she heard were footsteps slowly getting closer to the closet. After 2 hours of hiding, she finally got the courage to grab her cell phone and dial 911. As she's describing the man, the police stop her dead in her tracks. They said, sprint back to the closet and make sure the man does not find you. It turns out this 7-foot convicted murderer actually escaped prison and is still on the loose.
What? They never called him, man? It's freaking eerie, man. She was living next to a prison. I don't think, no, I can't do that. I gotta be far away from there because a situation like that happened. And to hear that she was in the closet for 2 hours, man. Imagine what was going through her head, bro. Head like this freaking big menacing man in your house. You just in the closet hiding, you just nothing, just there with your thoughts, bro. She probably was paralyzed with fear. That's what took her so long. If you can get the courage to call the cops or to get her phone. The way he was looking, man. And when she described it to the police, they said go back because they probably knew he was that dangerous, man. Blood chilling case, bro. What you guys thoughts down below?
If you haven't seen this photo on the internet as of late, this is just moments before 12-year-old Emma Brown took her gun and used it on her father and then herself. Last September, Emma and another 12-year-old friend devised a plan to murder Emma's family and her pets and then run away to Georgia together. Shortly after this photo, she then proceeds to shoot her father in the stomach and then run toward her driveway to take her family car to meet with her friend about 230 miles away. It's believed in this moment that Emma might have panicked and then shot herself in the process. The thing that's raised a concern is, as of right now, Emma's friend, who hasn't been publicly identified, is believed to have planned the entire ordeal. One of the biggest discussions as of late is that Emma's family had no idea how her and her friend had actually met, but she has been arrested and charged with a conspiracy to commit murder. The father did end up surviving the incident, but now conversations are being struck throughout the entire internet about whether or not parents know who their children's friends are. Police have also raised concerns and reports blaming social media for this occurrence.
Really?
So the question now is, was this a preventable incident?
Was that preventable? I think it could have been, man, because they said her friend was the mastermind behind the whole thing. Like, imagine you talking, she said she was 12-year-old that young, you convinced a person that young, man, to commit an unthinkable act, man. And I'm thinking, since their minds are so young, she just went on everything she said. She said, like, yeah, like, take out your family and your pets and we're gonna go together in Georgia, bro. Shoot, that just opened my eyes, man. You always gotta know, I guess, who your kids' friends are, because they can either be good or bad, bro. And friends, they can sway your choices. Tell me what you guys think down below, man. Could that have been prevented?
Things that bother you, they never bother me.
The YouTubers that accidentally filmed a live murder and posted it. The person screaming in the video is believed to be 31-year-old Laura Wallen. At the time, Laura was dating Tyler Tessier, and he had a completely double life, including a full fiance. And she went missing on September 3rd, 2017.
We just want to know she's okay. We just want her back. Disappearance of Teacher of the Year, Laura Wallen.
That same day, YouTuber Sam and Colby in the Ireland Voice Productions decided to go to the abandoned Forest Haven Insane Asylum in Washington, D.C. While they were exploring, they saw 3 unknown individuals, and they were so spooked they decided to leave.
There were 3 people. Did you see how close?
As they were heading back, this happened. They safely ran out and alerted police, though it was later determined that Tyler had unalived Laura. In July of this year, the Ireland Voice Productions posted a video claiming that the screams were indeed from Laura.
Investigators put the pieces in the timeline together and concluded that me, Nick, Sam, Colby, Laura, and Tyler were all there at the same place at the same time.
What I do not understand is who was the third person that was seen with the alleged Tyler and Laura. Only one arrest has been made and only one body has been found. If investigators deemed that they were all together, wouldn't they be in search of the third person?
Boy teased by...
That's freaking crazy, bro. Like, they was out just making a YouTube video and they freaking recorded Freaking murder, man. Could you guys imagine that, bro? Like being that close in the vicinity of the unthinkable happening? That's just freaking crazy to think about, man. And if you can video it, like it broke the case. So if they wasn't recording, what happens if they wasn't recording? Who knows what would have happened, bro? If they didn't catch that evidence, that piece of evidence. Tell me what you guys think that would go.
A girl he liked for being fat. 6 years later, he went on a revenge spree. When Anthony was a senior in high school, he weighed nearly 300 pounds. He was constantly teased by everyone at school. One day, they were having a high school dance, and to his surprise, Molly, the prettiest girl in school, asked him to the prom. Anthony happily said yes. He rented an expensive suit to impress Molly. He rented an expensive suit. He even rented a limo to pick up Molly. To Anthony's shock, Molly and her friends laughed at him like crazy and rejected Anthony to his face. They called him a fat, ugly man. It had a big impact on Anthony. When he got home, he cried out loud, decided to clean out the fridge of unhealthy food. He was determined to change himself one day. 6 years later, Anthony suddenly received a message from Molly. Something unexpected happened. Follow me. Find out what happened next.
This is a disturbing moment when...
Really? Like I said, when I'm reviewing these cases, you guys, man, I gotta go deeper sometimes to get the info, man. But I need to hear about this story. It said got his revenge. What do you mean by that, man? I'm definitely gonna have to check that out, man. Get some more info on that case.
Two teens laughed as he intentionally ran over a man on a bike and took his life. On August 14th, 18-year-old Jesus Ayala and 16-year-old Zemir Keys ran over 64-year-old Andy Probst as he rode his bike early in the morning. Andy, who was a retired police chief, went flying 96 feet away and was later taken to the hospital where he passed away. The teens recorded the entire thing and then posted it online where it went viral. In the video, they could be heard laughing, and then one of them said, "Hit his ass," and then they fled. Now, this is where things get super disturbing. Recently, the teens appeared in court, but as they sat there, they can be seen laughing and giving Andy's family the finger. But this was not their only hit and run. On that same day, they also hit a 72-year-old man, but luckily he survived. And of course, they recorded that as well. But the entitlement of these teens is absolutely disgusting. One of them can be heard telling the police officer when he got arrested that he won't be in there for too long and he'll be out in 30 days. I say lock them up forever because people like this have no soul.
So like this before, and I would have to agree with that, man. If you have no remorse of what you did, what's to say it stop you from doing it again?
Breaking news, authorities have now held a press conference on the crime that took place last night in Maine. The first crime took place in Lewiston, Maine at Just-in-Time Recreation Center. At 6:56 p.m., authorities say they received a 911 call of SHOTS is fired. The second crime took place at a bar just 11 minutes away. Authorities say at 7:08 p.m. they received multiple 911 calls for the same thing. Authorities confirmed at the pool hall 7 people were found deceased. They said there was 1 female and 6 males. At the recreation center, there were 8 people deceased. Authorities stated all of them were males. 1 was found outside and the rest were found inside. They stated 3 other victims were transported to a local hospital where they later passed away. This bringing the total to 18 individuals who have passed away. In addition to those 18, 13 others have been injured. Authorities also confirmed they have been able to identify 8 of the victims but still need to identify another 10. They also could not confirm any of the ages of the victims. However, authorities could confirm they are searching for a suspect in the case who is still at large. His name is Robert Card and he is 40 years old. Though the suspect has not been located, authorities confirm they did locate his vehicle at a boat dock about 14 minutes away from the crime scene. Because of this, authorities have now issued a shelter-in-place order for Lewiston, Libston, and Boeing, Maine. Authorities say because this is an open and active investigation and manhunt, they cannot provide any further details. I'll keep you guys updated on any developments. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments.
This is the most disturbing Brazil cartel execution video explained. The video that I'm about to explain is 6 minutes long, and it might be the most brutal video ever. The video opens up with a brief interrogation of one of the women. In the interrogation, she pledges her allegiance to the cartel, and the video then jump cuts and shows the same woman who at this point is bloody and beaten bad. She begins begging for her life, saying, "You can do whatever you want, just not that," referring to the man pointing the gun at her head. One of the other men then says no more chances, and the man with the gun shoots the poor woman in the head. They then check on her body, and the one man says, "I don't think she's dead," which makes him take out a machete and begin hacking away at her neck. The video then jump cuts again, this time showing the second victim, and this is where the video gets extremely graphic. The men order her to place her hands on a fallen log, which she does, and is then struck in the hand by the machete. They then order her to place her hands back on the log, and they then repeat this process over and over, until the log is completely covered in bloody handprints. She then holds her bloody and mangled hands up to the camera as she tries to hold back tears. The video then jump cuts again, and it shows the same girl sitting in a muddy hole, and the man carrying the machete then takes her hand and strikes her arm numerous times with the machete. He first breaks her bone and then cuts through the flesh, severing her arm. And due to the machete being blunt, it takes several strikes. Surprisingly, the victim doesn't scream, but she rolls around in pain for a few seconds. She then pleads to the killers to leave her alone. The man with the machete then orders her to raise her leg, which she does, and he then hits her in the shin twice, which looks like it breaks the bone. She cries out mercy and says she's about to pass out. The man then orders her to lift her leg again so he could repeat the process. He then says this again, but the victim then says she can't move. And in response, the man with the machete strikes her all over her body, all while she's still pleading with the man. And after several more hits, she says it's good enough, insinuating to kill her and put her out of her misery. After a couple more strikes, the killer breaks the machete, and the video then jump cuts again, and shows the second victim lying on her stomach with the killer pulling her hair to raise her head up. The killer then strikes her in the throat several times with the machete, and instinctively she tries to block the blade with her one remaining hand. The killer continues to hack and slash at the victim's neck as she slips in and out of consciousness before he finally beheads her. A third victim is shot in the head and beheaded off camera, much like the first victim. The killer then takes all three heads by the hair and holds them up to the camera, and the video then concludes. This video is extremely graphic and terrifying, and whatever you do, please never go seeking this video, because it will definitely scar you for weeks or even forever. This world is completely brutal, and this video is just another example.
Breaking news, they have now announced 5 of the victims in the Maine crime spree. The first victim, 76-year-old Bob Violet, was a longtime children's bowling instructor and was working with the youth league when the crime took place. The second victim, Joseph Walker, was the bar manager at the bar and grill where the crime took place. He attempted to stop the crime, and that is what took his life. The third victim, 53-year-old Tricia Acellin, worked part-time at the bowling alley and was bowling just for fun when the crime took place. The fourth victim, Stephen Bozella, was married just a year ago, and he was at the bar and grill playing cornhole. This was a tournament for deaf adults. The fifth victim, Bill Brackett, was also at the cornhole tournament. 2 of the wounded that they announced was Zoe Hutchinson, 10 years old. She was grazed when her and her mother took shelter together. Another wounded was 23-year-old Justin Karcher. He is currently on a ventilator in the ICU, and doctors have to, quote, keep resuscitating him. In addition, he has also undergone emergency surgery. The suspect is still at large, and though they did find his vehicle near a boat ramp last night, his boat is now missing. He has a 15-foot bay liner that is currently unable to be located. At this time, they are trying to determine if he escaped using the vessel. 5 Coast Guard officers have been patrolling a nearby river. They said, quote, "There's so many unknowns, we're doing our due diligence until we get more information." At this time, they have issued a warrant for the first-degree murder, which will likely climb as more of the victims are identified. Authorities say they are staying tight-lipped on the situation and investigation as it is still ongoing. To keep you updated, click on the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated on developments. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
So this goes to show you how freaking true to evil this world is, man. All those freaking people gone, man. Him, man, he was, like I said, he was traveling to two locations, like all over, man, just freaking doing those horrific acts, man. They had like all those people, bro, freaking passed away, man. There's not too much words to describe that case, man. We just can't.
Look, I'm gonna say this once, and I'm not saying it again. Part her fucking thighs and release all that chaos from her mind. Fucking amateur.
So the man that you just saw in that creepy TikTok video was 28-year-old James Lee Bonewitz. And on June 23rd, 2022, he stabbed 4 people and killed 2 of them in Indiana. Now, before all this went down, James didn't have a colorful criminal history. He seemed like he was just your average guy. And he spent a lot of time posting here on TikTok on his account Onewitz, an account which to this day is still up. Now, I couldn't really find any information on why James carried out these crimes, but he did. So on the night of June 23rd, the police in town got a report of a suspicious man at a local store. Apparently, this scraggly-haired man was inside of the store holding 2 orange-handled knives, but before the police could arrive, he left in his sedan. Then, security camera footage captured him parking at a gas station and exiting his vehicle. And for some reason, he walked over into a neighborhood, entered people's homes, and started stabbing. Sadly, a couple would die in the stabbing. Caitlin Huddleston England and her husband, Danny England. Now, Caitlin survived the initial stabbing. She was transported to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead. But on that evening, Danny was found on the back porch of the home with a massive laceration in his chest and a deep cut in his arm, and he was already dead when authorities arrived. But that wasn't enough for James. There was also a man that they discovered in the back door of the home with multiple cuts all over his body, who had been stabbed multiple times. His name was Bo Williamson, and he survived the attack. James had also stabbed another man, this time in the bathroom of the house. This man was identified as Terry Solomon II, and he had cuts all over his abdomen. Terry would eventually tell the police that he heard his neighbors screaming, he had rushed over to help, and that's when he was attacked by James. So I tried to find as much information about this crime spree as I could, but I couldn't really figure out exactly why James had carried out this crime spree. At the end of the day, he had viciously stabbed 4 people and 2 of them had died. And after he had stabbed all of them, he had gotten in his vehicle, driven away, and he was discovered by police the next morning hiding out in a field covered in blood. So James would eventually sign a plea deal and admitted guilt to all of the crimes. And he was eventually sentenced to 85 years in prison, which means he's more than likely going to die in there. I just don't understand exactly why this crime happened, but it really is a tragedy. And now this couple's children, because of one man's selfish actions, will never get to know their parents. Also, if you want to hear more true crime stories just like this one, be sure to listen to the podcast that I co-host with my wife Courtney, Murder in America, available now on all streaming platforms.
Man, bro. You hear that, man? Like I said, he didn't even have a freaking crime history. Seemed like a normal guy. He just snapped. You can see in his videos talking about saying how the thigh released all the pressure from her head or something like that. When he said that, I was like, it looks like a freaking screw was loose, man. And here this ass TikTok account is still up to this freaking day, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna have to freaking check it out, man, see if there was signs there before, man, because like the guy said, why did he do this? It's just like he just snapped and just started to stab people, man, just going in people's homes and just stabbing them, bro. I was freaking, he murdered those 2 parents and those kids gonna have to grow up without their parents, man. On chilling cases, man. I'll be real with you guys, bro. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today. Like I said, guys, these cases are really together. Don't believe what I say. Don't believe what the video say. Always do your own research, man. That's always up to you guys. Like I said, thank you guys for the support with these past couple of videos, man. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so appreciate the support. Also, tell me in the comment section down below, guys, is the volume good, man? Because like I said, I fixed the volume level, so it should be good from here on out. Awesome, man. Like I said, tell me in the comment section down below, guys, any community names you guys want to have for us. I would really appreciate it. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.